Are you going out yet again? You're always finding an excuse to leave the house. What is it with you anyway? It's Kevin's day off today, you know. You should be spending time at home with him and taking care of him. Where are you disappearing to at this time? Don't tell me it's that job of yours again.
Yes, you're right, Phyllis. Sorry, but I actually do have to work today.
What? You're wasting time on that dumb job? It's not like you're making good money there or anything. I can't believe how much time you waste there. You really need to just quit that job and concentrate on being a good wife like your husband wants and deserves.
Yes, I know you want me to do that, but Kevin says he likes me better when I'm working. He also says he likes doing housework together. So I have no intention of quitting this job anytime soon. It's very rewarding.
I don't know anything about all that, and I don't care about it either. You need to get your priorities straight, young lady. Kevin's salary is plenty for you to live on and raise a family. You know this. Just stop wasting time with that stupid job and start devoting yourself to your household duties. Kevin shouldn't be doing housework. That stuff is your job as his wife.
Kevin says he likes doing household chores together. He doesn't want me to have to do all of that stuff by myself. That's what he said last time the subject came up. You can ask him yourself if you like. I'm sure he'll tell you himself if you do.
Oh, come on. You know he's just putting up with that to please you. He's sweet like that, my boy. He's just telling you what he thinks you want to hear. Surely you know that.
I wonder. Maybe that's true, and maybe not. I don't overthink things like that. Either way, it's very kind of him. That's why I love him. He's a really great guy.
That's all well and good, but you're either missing the point or you're intentionally avoiding this conversation. The point is that the man doing the housework is just wrong. That's not the way it's supposed to work.
Phyllis, what decade are you living in? I think you need to update your views on this subject. I mean, in this day and age, they're actually house husbands, not just housewives. Did you know that? And it's perfectly normal for couples to help each other with housework, especially when they both work and earn money.
That's just a few people. They're a vocal minority who the media's always making a big deal about. I watch the news. I can assure you that the actual number of men doing housework these days is extremely low. Extremely. Nobody I know is doing that for sure.
Oh, I see. I guess you must have more information about it than I do. I know that Carl is really strict about the issue, right? It seems that way. He makes you do absolutely all the housework, doesn't he?
Well, when you say it that way, it sounds like he's demanding something unreasonable from me, but I assure you that's not the case.
Anyway, I'm not worried about all this. My husband and I are on the same page. I'm not planning on marrying anyone else. As I said, Kevin and I are very happy together.
You just love to contradict me, don't you? You've always got an answer for everything. It's pretty exasperating, you know. Listen, I'm telling you all this for my son's sake and for the sake of your marriage to him. I mean, the first thing I saw was that none of the laundry is finished and whatever you're trying to make for dinner tastes really bad. It's just salty and spicy with no other flavor at all.
Well, I guess that dish was a loser. Back to the drawing board.
Ha. There's nothing funny about it. It's barely edible. Why aren't you taking this more seriously? It's important. Have you thought about going to cooking school? I think it's a good idea and you should enroll immediately. I really feel bad for Kevin if he has to eat food like that every day. Poor thing. It's really no laughing matter.
Phyllis, I'm laughing because it was Kevin who made that dish for tonight, not me. Sorry, but the joke's on you. He's been trying his hand at a few dishes lately with mixed results. I love him for the effort he makes, though.
Huh? You mean you're forcing him to cook all the time? What kind of a wife are you anyway?
No, he's just been watching a cooking show on TV, and he decided that he wanted to challenge himself. He was working hard on that dish all day today. I hate to be the one to tell him that it's a loser.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, he really put a lot of effort into it, but if you say it's no good, then it's no good. I mean, you really don't give out compliments, not even to your own son, so I'm sure he wouldn't be shocked.
Not even to my own son? What do you mean by that? I praise Kevin all the time, regularly.
No, I don't think so. That's not what I've seen since marrying him anyway. But the truth is that you actually have eaten food that Kevin cooked himself several times already. You just don't know it.
What? Why did you keep that a secret from me? It's not nice to leave me out of the loop, you know.
We just thought that it was kind of a hassle to tell you about it every single time it happened, so we decided to keep mum about it.
Wait a minute. Wait, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me that when I ate Kevin's cooking and said it was no good, you were telling him I said that about it?
Yep, that's pretty much the size of it. I mean, I had to tell him something. He wanted to know what you said. But don't worry about it. He takes it all in his stride. Kevin says that it just motivates him to cook more. He takes his motivation where he can find it.
But of course I'm worried about it. You can't just keep me in the dark like that. You have to let me know about that kind of thing from the very start, before I say something that he might take wrong. Now Kevin's feelings are hurt because you didn't tell me about it. It's your fault.
No, I really don't think so. Why do you think that? Like I said, it doesn't upset him. I mean, does it really matter who makes it? If it tastes good, it tastes good, and if it's no good, it's no good, right?
Well, I suppose so. Still, you should fill me in on that kind of information from now on.
I guess I do see your point. You just want the communication lines to stay open. You're just trying to show me the right way to go about doing things, right? The correct procedure for avoiding conflict or hurt feelings, right?
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just showing you how things should be done.
Okay, now I get it. We're on the same page now, I think. From now on, I'll be sure to let you know about that kind of thing so you're not in the dark about it.
Yes, very good then. Thank you, I appreciate it. Please be sure to do that from now on. Things will be better if you do.
Alrighty then. I have to go back to work now, so I'll see you later.
What? No, that's not what happens now. Hang on a minute. We're not done talking yet. I still have things to talk to you about. Wait a minute. Hey, just what are you trying to do, Carla? You refuse to go on a trip with us? I really can't believe this. What's the problem and what's the big idea passing up an invitation like this one?
Oh, I'm very sorry, Phyllis. It just can't be helped. There's just too much work to do and we can't go on that trip with you this time, unfortunately.
Didn't I tell you need to quit that darn job? It's ruining this family. The family needs someone at home taking care of things. How many times do we have to have the same conversation before you do the right thing and quit?
Okay, I'll tell Kevin that you said that. I'll tell him that you said he needs to quit his job.
Huh? What did you say? And why are you laughing about it?
I'm laughing because it's Kevin who can't take time off work, not me. So he's the one who needs to quit his job if we're going to go on that trip with you. I don't know how to break it to him. Maybe you should do it.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, it is. I'm actually okay to take that time off if I want to, but Kevin's boss told him he can't right now.
Okay then. Why don't you just come along on your own then? Let's go, you and me.
Oh no, I don't think so. Thank you though.
Huh? Why not? What's the problem now?
It's because if I go with you by myself, I'll be the one who ends up carrying all the luggage. On other trips, Kevin has always been around to do that, but if he's not going on this trip, it's gonna end up being me lugging all the bags around, isn't it?
Why, I'd never make you do that. Why would you even think that?
Okay, who's in charge of all the arrangements for the trip this time? Is it you? And who's making the hotel reservations and finding good places to eat and everything else like that? You?
Why, all of that is your job, of course. You're the wife and the daughter-in-law.
And if I'm not going, then what? Then whose job is it?
Well, like I said, you should come, and everything will be as it should.
But you're a wife too, Phyllis, aren't you? I'm not the only wife in the family.
I don't see what that has to do with anything. You're so contrary sometimes.
My point is that if all that stuff is the wife's job, then I think that you should be able to do it just as well as I can. Or better even.
Now, you listen here, Missy. You're just trying to rile me up, aren't you? I know your game. That's not nice, especially when I've been kind enough to invite you on this trip with me. We're even going to be staying at a really nice hotel and everything. It's a 5-star place with several great restaurants in it and all kinds of other good stuff. You may never have a chance to stay at a place like that again.
Be that as it may, I really don't want to be the one you turn to for every little thing, so I'll pass on this trip. Thank you.
I'd really like to know what you're trying to prove by refusing my generous invitation.
As I said, Phyllis, I'm very sorry, but you really should try to understand something important about me and about my marriage.
Oh, and what might that be? Please, educate me, Professor.
It's important that you understand that if I leave home for several days to take a trip with you or to do anything else, it means that I'm leaving Kevin all alone. And that's precisely the thing that you're always lecturing me about. You do see that, don't you? I mean, if I have to do overtime at work or if I have to go out to run errands or get things done, you're always right there telling me that I am a bad wife for not being at home.
Those two are two totally different situations. Apples and oranges. There's no comparison there.
Are they really different, though? To me, they're exactly the same thing. You say it's okay for me to leave him if it suits your purposes, but it's not okay if I leave him because of my job. Also, Kevin already told me that if you invite me to go on this trip without him, I should tell you exactly what I told you just now. He said that I should say no.
Excuse me? I don't believe that for a second. Stop making things up.
Well, I promise you it's true, so you'll have to forgive us both for not accompanying you on this trip, but our schedules just won't permit it. We'll just have to go with you on the next one. That'll be fun. I'm sure you'll do just fine making the reservations and so forth on your own this time. Okay, I do need to get back to work now, so have a great day, okay?
Wait a moment. Just hang on. I'm not through talking to you yet. Come back here. Hello? Are you listening? Carla, would you please try to dress a little better, at least when you come over to visit us here at our place? It's a little embarrassing, you know. I have neighbors, and I care what they think about our family.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't even think about it because
I've told you 1,000 times, haven't I? When you're hanging around my place, just try to look halfway decent, okay? It seems like it just goes in one ear and out the other with you, Carla. I swear.
Again, I'm sorry. It's just that,
you know, when you show up looking like you get all your clothes at the Salvation Army, it just doesn't reflect on me. It reflects on Kevin, too.
But, Phyllis, I think you're being a little harsh. I don't look like a homeless person.
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. Sorry if it hurts. You're always dressed like you have no money. Why's that? I mean, I actually feel bad for Kevin. He has to be seen in public with you looking like that.
But there's a good reason I'm dressed like this today, and I shouldn't have to explain it to you.
What? Why's that?
You asked me to come over today to help you out with the cleaning and other housework. There's nothing wrong with me being dressed like this when I go over to do housework for you.
I know that, of course. I mean, obviously. But you could change clothes after you get here, you know. Did you ever think of that? Just use your head. You never do that, and it's really annoying.
But
no buts. There are no buts and no excuses. I don't need them. How long is it that you and Kevin have been married now? It's high time you started understanding and accepting this family's rules and expectations. If you can't at least do that, I promise you that there will be consequences eventually.
Okay, I understand. I'm sorry. Next time I come, I'll be sure to dress more appropriately and think about what the neighbors will say. I'll tell Kevin, too, so he can do the same.
Kevin? No, he's fine. The neighbors know him. Plus, he's my son, and he knows what's acceptable and what's not. You're the one that I'm talking about, young lady. It's you who needs to toe the line more around here.
Oh, of course. I should have known.
You're always arguing and being contrary just for the sake of it. It needs to stop. You never just listen and follow directions. It's very simple, but you somehow are unable to do it. I honestly wonder if you and Kevin are right for each other sometimes.
What? Exactly what do you mean by that?
What I mean is that you're not the right woman for my son. You're not a good fit. You're always making him do housework, cooking, and cleaning. That stuff isn't his responsibility. You refuse to do your duties as a wife, and you don't seem interested at all in having children either.
Well, that is true, actually. You're not technically wrong about any of that, but
he spoils you much too much just because you have a pretty face. He really should just divorce you and find someone better and more suitable for him. He could find another woman in a heartbeat.
What? Did you just say that he should divorce me? Did I hear you right?
Yes, that is what I said, and you heard me right. Kevin can certainly do better than a raggedy-looking wife who shirks her duties and does nothing but contradict both him and me at every turn. So yes, I said it. There, now we can do what needs to be done. You two need to get a divorce immediately.
Huh? You must be joking.
I just told you to divorce my son, and it is no joke. The proper response isn't, huh? The proper response is,
yes, you're right. We'll do that right away. Wait a minute now, Phyllis. You're way out of line. Why are you suddenly demanding that Kevin and I split up? How is this even a conversation that we're having?
Because you aren't right for each other. I've told you over and over again. There's someone out there who would make a better wife for him. I just know it. And you're in the way of him finding that person, so you need to move on.
Kevin and I have no intention of divorcing. Neither of us wants to do that in the least.
Maybe you don't want that, but don't presume to speak for my son. I know him better than you do. Kevin's a handsome boy with a good job at a good company and a bright future. And on top of all that, he's smart like his mama. I'm sure Kevin's father would agree with me that the two of you need to split up.
But
I told you no buts. They are useless. All you need to do is say that you understand and that you'll do what needs to be done.
Okay, I understand, but...
Got it? Good. Then get the paperwork started and the divorce will be finalized in a few days' time. You have a job and earn your own money, right? You're not dependent on Kevin. You can take care of yourself and live on your own, right? You'll be just fine, and so will Kevin.
I can't agree to any of this, Phyllis. It's just not going to happen. And I know for a fact that Kevin will say he doesn't want a divorce either. I'd bet every penny that I have on that, actually.
None of that is relevant at all. All that matters is fixing this mess you've created. After I talk to Kevin, I'm sure he'll do the right thing. He's a good boy and knows right from wrong, after all. All you need to do is get your things together and get out of my son's house. The rest will take care of itself.
No, I don't think so. That is not happening.
There you go, being contrary with me again, just to be contrary. So tiresome. No, you and Kevin are getting divorced. Make no mistake about it. I made up my mind about it, and it's happening whether you like it or not. End of discussion. Just get lost, you good-for-nothing girl. Understand? Hello? Carla, do you know why you haven't heard anything from me this week? Are you even interested? It really isn't very smart of you to just go on a trip and not keep an eye on what's going on around here, especially after you ghosted me last week.
What? What have you been up to, Phyllis? I can't even guess.
Me? Well, I took the opportunity to get your divorce papers written up and submitted just now. Carl helped me get it done. See, I told you he was in agreement with me about getting rid of you.
Excuse me? Divorce papers? And you said that you submitted them for us?
Yes, like I told you before, it's been decided. The divorce papers were for you and Kevin. Since you wouldn't do the right thing, I had to do it for you.
But I never signed any divorce papers, and neither did Kevin. That's the only way a divorce is supposed to happen. What's going on? What on earth have you done? I'm almost afraid to ask.
I wrote and submitted them on your behalf. You doubted me, Carla, and you shouldn't have. So it's official. You're not a member of this family anymore. Yay for that. I hope you enjoy this trip with Kevin because it's going to be the last one you take together as man and wife. I hope you're ready to move out of there as soon as you get back here. At least you'll already be partially packed.
Wow, I am really going to miss these conversations with you, Phyllis. They're actually fun sometimes. It looks like this will be the last time I get to deal with some ridiculous scheme of yours.
Ridiculous? Who are you calling ridiculous?
Those divorce papers weren't written or submitted by Kevin and myself.
That's right. What of it? They're submitted and that's all that counts. I sent them in on your behalf, so I know that, of course.
It's pretty funny, actually. I honestly don't know what you're thinking. Did you actually think that Carl would submit those for you?
Huh? What do you mean? He told me he'd submit that stuff for me when I asked him to.
You're talking about these papers, right?
What's that? This isn't what Carl told me he was helping me with. Why do you have that? Where did you get it? You're not supposed to have that.
I have it because Carl gave it to me. You know, Phyllis, this just isn't how it's done at all. You can't just submit divorce papers on someone else's behalf without their knowledge, participation, or consent. It's illegal, for your information. Those papers you sent were essentially forgeries since neither Kevin nor I had anything to do with them.
Well, you two refused to just do the right thing and sign them, so that's why I took the initiative and did it for you. Just like I told you I would. You've doubted me for the last time.
Yeah, and that's a crime. Just like I told you. So, you shouldn't doubt that I could press charges against you for it. Because you unilaterally did that without our consent. I've already taken legal action to make sure that those papers don't go anywhere. There will be no divorce for me and Kevin, but that's not true for you, Phyllis. It's time you accept that reality.
What? What are you trying to say? What kind of trick are you trying to pull anyway?
Those divorce papers that Carl submitted for you weren't for Kevin and me. They were for you and Carl.
Huh? Oh, just stop it now. What on earth are you talking about? Carl and I aren't getting divorced.
You've been harassing me for quite a while now, and Carl doesn't like it. He was pretty upset about it a while back, actually. I know you remember that. In fact, you and he were arguing about the whole situation so much that you two were on the verge of splitting up yourselves, weren't you? I guess you two really haven't talked about that stuff for a few months now, but back when you were still arguing about it, you two actually both signed divorce papers but never submitted them.
Oh, that? But that was just the two of us bluffing and seeing who would blink first. Obviously, we never went through with it.
Well, those are the papers that Carl submitted for you, not the ones that you illegally wrote for us. It really looks like Carl finally did reach his limit with you, Phyllis. I guess he blinked.
Huh? I don't believe it. You're lying. It's all lies, all of it.
Nope, it's all true. I promise you, I have no reason to make any of this up. And by the way, we're not actually taking a trip right now. What we're actually doing is moving. And Carl is coming with us. He says that's what he wants.
What? Wait a minute. What's going on? This isn't right.
Look at it this way. You have your freedom now, and you should enjoy it. You don't have to constantly be annoyed with me or try to train me to be what you think is a good wife anymore either. You're free of all that now. Isn't that wonderful? Aren't you excited? I'm happy for you.
Hold on here. This is all wrong. Why am I suddenly the one who has to get divorced? This is just unforgivable.
You're the only one around here who should be asking for forgiveness. And incidentally, Carl has always been against Kevin and I getting a divorce. He never supported your plans, ever. The only thing he's ever been in support of is cutting ties with you. And now that's exactly what he's doing. He's even helping us move into our new place. I have to admit, I don't think I've ever seen him smile as much as I have been lately.
I don't know.
But you don't seem very happy, Phyllis. Why not? After all, you're finally getting rid of your good-for-nothing, poor-looking and insolent daughter-in-law. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that what you've been yearning for this whole time? Although, it's only fair that I tell you that you've been misjudging both me and my clothing all along.
What do you mean by that? There's no two ways about it. You always look like you're either homeless or on the verge of being homeless.
Phyllis, my income last year was $1.2 million. Is that enough money for you?
Excuse me? Million? Are you sure there aren't a few extra zeros in there?
Nope. There are exactly as many zeros as there should be. Pretty awesome, right? I'll be honest, I really didn't think that it would go this well when I started, but it really took off. I'm still a bit stunned by it, actually. It's all happening so fast. But it's really all thanks to Kevin. He's been so supportive and helpful every step of the way.
What are you talking about? I don't understand. You earned $1.2 million yourself? All on your own? What?
Basically, yes. It's all been on my own for the most part. You see, you've spent a lot of time criticizing me for working, but you've never taken the time to ask me what kind of company I'm running.
Running a company? I didn't know that. You're telling me that you're a company president?
That's right. That's exactly what I am. Kevin and Carl both know all about it and have been extremely supportive every step of the way. And thanks to them, and also a lot of hard work, things have gone really, really well. And we're able to build ourselves a nice new home with plenty of space. I really can't thank the two of them enough for all their help and support with all of it.
A home? You mean a new house? So that a house will be for you and Kevin to live in?
No, of course not, silly. We'd be lonely just the two of us in that great big house. Kevin and I will be living there along with Carl and our new baby who's on the way soon.
A baby? What? When did this happen? You're pregnant? That's wonderful.
Yes, I'm in my 4th month right now and it's going great so far.
Why didn't you let me know about it? I can't believe I'm just finding out about this now.
Well, there's a very good reason for that, Phyllis. And that's because I really didn't think it was necessary.
Not necessary? How can you even say that? How can you even think that? I mean, why would you think it wasn't necessary to tell me about my first grandchild? I don't understand what you could have been thinking. Why?
I mean, you and Carl were clearly not going to last much longer. That was obvious to everyone except you, apparently. So if you were leaving the family, why would I go to the trouble of letting you know about any family matter like this? Maybe if you'd ever treated me with kindness and respect, I might have felt differently about it, but...
Excuse me? I'm not leaving the family. Wait just 1 minute. Don't assume that all this is just finished. Carl and I absolutely not getting divorced. I don't agree to that. I'm as much a part of this family as you are, dear, and I'm not leaving it any more than you are.
Oh, what was that you just said? Could you please repeat that? Suddenly, I'm part of the family again. How did that happen?
Well, now I know that you're pregnant with Kevin's baby and you make good money. I see that I was wrong. Let's all just get along and be the happy family that we should be. It's the right thing to do after all.
No. I don't think that'll be happening. Not at all.
Why not? Why wouldn't we just go back to the way things were?
Well, for starters, you're about to be divorced from Carl, and that house that you've been living in with him is going to be sold out from under you very soon. Then you'll actually be homeless, not just looking like you're homeless. Also, you won't ever meet your grandchild, not if I have anything to say about it. And whether or not I have money isn't your concern anymore and never will be again.
Wait a minute. Carla, please. You've gotten off on the wrong foot. Let's talk about this like reasonable adults. I was wrong and I was misunderstanding so many things. I thought you weren't right for Kevin, but you are. You two are obviously perfect for each other and very much in love. My attitude toward you was horrible and I apologize. I'm very sorry.
No, there's no need for that. No need at all. You tormenting me was worthy of an elementary school playground. That's not how reasonable adults treat each other.
No need for an apology? Really? Does that mean you forgive me?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that regardless of apologies, forgiveness, or whether or not we're family, I want nothing more to do with you, ever again. And I certainly have no need for insincere and self-serving apologies from you. It's pretty insulting, actually.
It's not insincere. I really have seen the error of my ways. I'm sorry. And I'll change. I promise.
Nope, I don't think so. You've given me no reason to believe that you'll actually change or that you're even capable of it. You're losing your family because of what you've done, and you're in a panic about it, obviously. So you're apologizing as hard as you can in the hopes that you can change the situation. Admit it.
But that's not true. I'm not insincere. I really do see that I was wrong and that I treated you poorly. I do.
Oh, is that a fact? If it's true, that's great. Then I'll leave you to ruminate on all that for the rest of your life. And you can do that on your own without your family and without me to push around anymore.
Wait, don't go! I promise I'll never treat you that way again, okay? I swear. And I'll never try to break you and Kevin up again either. Never again.
Look, Phyllis, it's like I told you already. It's out of your hands now. I don't care anymore about how you treat me or whether or not you try to break up my marriage to your son. He and I are in love, and nothing you've ever done or ever could do will affect our marriage in the least.
But But when the baby's born, you'll need some help taking care of it. I can be there both for the baby and for you. If you'll let me, I can help.
If I need help with the baby, I'd sooner pay money and hire a stranger that I can trust than have you be near my child. You aren't trustworthy. And besides, I already have a nursery set up right next to my home office and good people to help me if I need it. We're all set here.
But think about this, Carla. You'll never be able to concentrate on your work like that. No matter how much money you have, it makes no sense to pay someone when I can help out for free.
Phyllis, listen to me. I'm telling you that I don't care about the money. You will not be coming anywhere near me or my baby. We're already setting everything up for the baby at home, and none of the preparations or plans involve you. And it doesn't matter how much help I might need because you are the very last person I would ever ask for it.
Please, Carla, I'm begging you. Please, reconsider. Please don't deprive me of my opportunity to see my grandchild and hold it in my arms, please. Can we work this out somehow? There must be a way.
No, you can cry and beg as much as you like, but I will not ever introduce you to my child, and you will not be hearing about it when it's born.
But why? Why?
All you need to do is reflect on the things you've done to me, your son, and your husband, Phyllis. That's the only thing you need to do. Best of luck to you. Have a nice life.
Wait, please. Just wait. Please. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please answer me. Please.
The signed, legitimate divorce papers that Carl had sent in ended up being processed with no problem, and his marriage to Phyllis was dissolved. The sale of their house went smoothly as well. The only hiccup in the process was that Phyllis refused to move out of the house. So, after much deliberation and negotiation, her brother eventually showed up and saved the day by persuading her to leave and stay with him for a while. Phyllis continued to profusely apologize for her actions and to beg for forgiveness, right up until the end. However, Kevin, Carl, and I already washed our hands of her, and we all eventually had to block her number just to keep her from constantly calling and texting us. Currently, the three of us are comfortably ensconced in our nice big house, and Carl is really enjoying being a grandfather. He's usually a quiet, somewhat taciturn man, but seeing him oohing and eyeing with the baby has really made me appreciate the value of a good parent-in-law. Thanks so much for watching. We're looking forward to seeing your likes and comments. We have new videos every day, so be sure to follow us too.